Unknown fruit, durian. The durian is the edible fruit of several tree species belonging to the genus Durio. There are 30 recognized Durio species, at least 9 of which produce edible fruit. Durio zibethinus, native to Borneo and Sumatra, is the only species available in the international market. It has over 300 named varieties in Thailand and 100 in Malaysia, as of 1987. Other species are sold in their local regions. Durians are commonly associated with Southeast Asian cuisine, especially in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Named in some regions as the king of fruits, the durian is distinctive for its large size, strong odor, and thorn-covered rind. The fruit can grow as large as 30 centimeters long and 15 centimeters in diameter, and it typically weighs 1 to 3 kilograms. Its shape ranges from oblong to round, the color of its husk green to brown, and its flesh pale yellow to red, depending on the species. An acquired taste, some people regard the durian as having a pleasantly sweet fragrance, whereas others find the aroma overpowering and unpleasant. The smell evokes reactions from deep appreciation to intense disgust, and has been described variously as rotten onions, turpentine, and raw sewage. The persistence of its odor, which may linger for several days, led certain hotels and public transportation services in Southeast Asia to ban the fruit. The 19th century British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace described its flesh as a rich custard highly flavored with almonds. The flesh can be consumed at various stages of ripeness, and it is used to flavor a wide variety of savory and sweet desserts in Southeast Asian cuisines. The seeds can also be eaten when cooked. Durian trees are large, growing to 25 to 50 meters, 80 to 165 feet, in height depending on the species. The leaves are evergreen, elliptic to oblong and 10 to 18 centimeters, 4 to 7 inches, long. The flowers are produced in 3 to 30 clusters together on large branches and directly on the trunk, with each flower having a calyx and 5, rarely 4 or 6, petals. Durian trees have 1 or 2 flowering and fruiting periods per year, although the timing varies depending on the species, cultivars, and localities. A typical durian tree can bear fruit after 4 or 5 years. The durian fruit can hang from any branch, and matures roughly 3 months after pollination. The fruit can grow up to 30 centimeters long and 15 centimeters in diameter, and typically weighs 1 to 3 kilograms. Its shape ranges from oblong to round, the color of its husk green to brown, and its flesh pale yellow to red, depending on the species. Among the 30 known species of Durio, 9 of them have been identified as producing edible fruits: D. zibethinus, D. dulcis, D. grandiflorus, D. graveolens, D. cutagensis, Durio loianus, D. macrantha, D. oxlianus and D. testudinarius. The fruit of many species has never been collected or properly examined, however, so other species may have edible fruit. The durian is somewhat similar in appearance to the jackfruit, an unrelated species. D. zibethinus is the only species commercially cultivated on a large scale and available outside of its native region. Since this species is open-pollinated, it shows considerable diversity in fruit color and odor, size of flesh and seed, and tree phenology. In the species name, zibethinus refers to the Indian civet, Vivera zibetha. There is disagreement over whether this name, bestowed by Linnaeus, refers to civets being so fond of the durian that the fruit was used as bait to entrap them, or to the durian smelling like the civet. Durian flowers are large and feathery with copious nectar, and give off a heavy, sour, and buttery odor. These features are typical of flowers pollinated by certain species of bats that eat nectar and pollen. According to research conducted in Malaysia in the 1970s, durians were pollinated almost exclusively by cave fruit bats, Eonycteris spili. However, a 1996 study indicated 2 species, D. grandiflorus and D. oblongus, were pollinated by spider hunters, Nectariniidae, and another species, D. cutagensis, was pollinated by giant honey bees and birds as well as bats. Some scientists have hypothesized that the development of monothecate anthers and larger flowers, compared to those of the remaining genera in Durionii, in the clade consisting of Durio, Boscia, and Cullinaya was in conjunction with a transition from beetle pollination to vertebrate pollination.